All right, Shabbat Shalom. First, foremost, and as always, I need to give all honor, power, praises, blessings, and glory unto the Most High Heavenly Father, whose true name, going back to the Paleo Hebrew, is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. And brothers, this video we're about to get into is in regards to a very poignant and relevant subject matter. Uh, the bottom line fact of the matter, brothers, as we're on this side of the kingdom, all right, as we walk through this wicked captivity that we placed ourselves in, there is a very, cold, harsh reality that we must face. And many of us have faced it, realized it, and are moving accordingly. This is simply a reminder and a heads up for maybe some of the younger brothers first coming into this truth, or, young to this truth. These women, starting with the women of our nation on this side of the kingdom, are our enemies. And it's really that simple. Like I said, we placed ourselves here by not sticking to the script, not fearing the Most High Heavenly Father and keeping His commandments. Therefore, we have been served a judgment in which our women are in open rebellion against us. All right. And we're going to get into a real life illustration of that fact. We're going to check out a video from the WPLG 10 Miami channel off the YouTube platform. The video's titled "Judge Gives 17-Year Sentence to Teen Who Pled Guilty of Fatally Stabbing Ex-Boyfriend." All right. And what y'all brothers better accept if you haven't done so already. And for those who have done so already, what you need to remember is that the Israelite woman, known in modern times as so-called black women, Native indigenous women, and Latino women, are our enemies on this side. All right, they're our number two enemy after Esau and the nation of Edom, known in modern times as so-called white people, and they are Esau's number one secret weapon against us. And in some instances, they're even they precede Esau, and are in certain instances our number one enemy, because they're right there. We see Esau coming, right? But the Israelite woman is right there in the community with us. All right. She's right there when you pull up at that red light. She's there when you go food shopping. She's there when you get takeout. All right. And brothers are wired to like what we like. Dudes ain't no faggots. When you're out and about, when you're doing your daily walk, and one of these women, cross your path, and she's comely, she's pleasing to the eye, what happens? You naturally want to get with, you naturally want to get with that, but you have to be mindful, because she is your enemy and she knows it. She knows that she's banking on you being some form of a sucker or a simp that's going to keep your guard down and open yourself up to her potential wickedness that could easily throw your life off course or worse. All right, be mindful. And also, and please bear with me. We're going to get into this video, get a few scripts, and then we're going to call it a day. So just bear with me as I lay the foundation for this video. All right. A lot of y'all brothers are also misguided. Y'all are misled. A lot of y'all seem to think that y'all are going to forego the Israelite woman, which of course I strongly suggest. But a lot of y'all think y'all going to forego the Israelite woman, bypass her, and go get with a heathen woman, right? Like, these heathen women are the golden ticket. Now, if you want to deal with a heathen woman, all right, by all means, you can do that. But don't get gas. Don't get fooled into thinking that, like I said, that she's the golden ticket and all your problems, all your woman problems, are going to be solved because you get with an Asian chick or a Caucasian woman or a so-called Indian woman. No. All right. They all wicked. All right. You got maybe 99. I would say 99.9% of these women out here is the enemy, and they out to get you. They in it for themselves at the very least. If they not out to get you, they just in it for themselves. All right. You have some women that are different. You got some that have been blessed with the spirit of the hopeful elect lady on them. You got some women who were just raised differently. They might have been blessed to have both father and mother in the house, or they just maybe had that one strong parent who wasn't playing and raised their daughter properly. So she's not as bad or as wicked as the rest of them. All right. But regardless, don't think you're going to get with one of these women of another nation and all your problems are solved. Your problems might get worse. All right. But hell, that's actually another video. All right, but the fact of the matter, the focus of this particular video is watch. She is our enemy. All right, the women of our nation are our enemy, and we're going to get into a real life illustration of such. Again, this is off the WPLG 10 Miami channel off of the YouTube platform, titled "Judge Gives 17-Year Sentence to Teen Who Pled Guilty of Fatally Stabbing Ex-Boyfriend." Let's check this out.
Begin with the sentence coming down for a teen accused of stabbing and killing her ex-boyfriend. It was an emotional day as the victim's family was face to face with the suspect. That heartbroken family asking for justice.
And the defendant herself apologizing for what happened in local 10. Trent Kelly live in Miami with what happened in the court today. Trent.
And Calvin and Nicole, there was a big difference between what each side wanted here in court today. Prosecutors pushing for 20 years in prison, while the defense was asking for a youthful offender sentence and a boot camp program. In the end, though, the judge handed down 17 years behind bars.
All right, quick side note, 17 years for taking a life. All right, now I'm not in the judiciary system or in the legal profession, but and true say 17 years is not a drop in the bucket, but it does sound like somewhat of a slap on the wrist. Imagine if the roles were reversed and a so-called black man had taken anybody's life, especially a female's life. You know how it is, brothers. You step on a cricket out here and they ready to throw the book at you. All right, so true say 17 years, that's not a walk in the park, but for I don't know, for murder, that's that sound kind of light to me. But let's get back to it.
It will always be a fact that you are a murderer.
Raw words and real pain inside a Miami courtroom as a judge hands down a sentence in a deadly teen stabbing. Jahara Malik, now 18, sentenced to 17 years in prison and 5.
Side note. Now 18, which means that when this went down, she was probably maybe, because you figured this didn't happen yesterday, but it probably happened. Again, I'm not too familiar with the way these judiciary proceedings proceed, but you figure this might have happened maybe a year or two ago. So what, homegirl was maybe 16 or 17. What in the hell was so severe that she had to go and put a knife in homie chest? What happened? She caught him cheating on her. When we know there's no such thing as cheating. A man can't cheat on a woman. You're allowed to deal with, by biblical standards, you're allowed to deal with however many women you can sustain in order. All right. Not no baby daddy, baby mama nonsense, not no whoremongering nonsense, but as many women as you can handle in order, you're allowed to deal with. There's no real such thing as cheating. That's something that this devil has set up to help promote chaos. All right. But yeah, what was so serious? What happened? He didn't text her back fast enough, or she caught him boning one of her horny little homegirls that she brought around him. All right. All right. But yeah, come on. 16, 17. And you just take homie out like that. Let's get back to it. Watch it, fellas. Watch it, brothers. They are our enemies on this side. On the other side in the kingdom, everything gonna be, back on track. But on this side, you better watch it. Starting with the women of our nation, first and foremost.
Years probation for killing her ex-boyfriend, 17-year-old Yakeem Lawler. The case dating back to December 2024, when investigators say Malik stabbed him in the chest with a pocket knife. Surveillance video shown in court capturing his final moments, a scene too disturbing for some. Medical testimony revealing the force of that wound, a blade piercing through to his heart. Lawler's family pleading for the maximum sentence.
We just want what my son deserved. His life matters.
Malik, who pleaded guilty to manslaughter in March, expressing remorse before learning her fate.
I was wrong for what I did, and every day I sit and think about the damage I caused.
The judge, however, rejecting a lighter sentence, citing the violence of the crime and the need for accountability.
The sentence in this case must reflect the seriousness of what occurred. And because the sentence must reflect accountability.
after the sentence, emotions still running high outside the courtroom.
I hope when she go today and go to prison and get processed, she gonna sit there and think about the lives that she destroyed.
Mentally, I think that she was prepared for the consequences. I just feel that us as the family doesn't feel that she got justice.
What? All right, Jake, what are you talking about? What justice she's supposed to receive, man? Buddy, you better be happy with the justice she got. All right, because had the roles been reversed, I think it would have been a lot more justice handed out. All right, but I don't know. That's Jake being Jake. What the hell is he talking about? She didn't receive. All right, anyway. So the fact of the matter, brothers, is that y'all need to watch what y'all doing out here. Sadly, on this side of the kingdom, well, not sadly, I mean, it is what it is. But on this side, these women, starting with the women of our nation, they are our enemies, all right? And we have to move accordingly. And getting in time to bring the word out, we're going to go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach and the Apocrypha. This is chapter 25, verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. All right, sticking with that same sentiment, jumping down to the 19th verse. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. All right, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Because again, what was it that was so heavy that she had to straight X homie out? All right, what happened? What did he do? He didn't text her back in time. I mean, come on. He called her a bitch. I mean, what was it? Now, true say, none of us are innocent, because some people might wonder, like, damn, well, like I was saying, like, okay, what must he have done for him to have received such a judgment, right? But remember, none of us are born innocent in this thing. Now, true say, these women are our enemies, and we got to watch it. And obviously, homegirl is bugged out, but Salakia. But remember, none of us are born innocent in this thing, all right? Meaning, whatever that young brother did, either in this life or in the previous, necessitated some form of a judgment from the Most High Heavenly Father, all right? And it's as simple as this. Staying in the book of Ecclesiasticus out of the Apocrypha, 26th chapter, 23rd verse. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. All right, so to bring it all the way home and to wrap it up, to bring it full circle, brothers, we brought this upon ourselves, all right? We as a nation, but specifically the men, we didn't want to stick to the script. We didn't want to do as we were told, which is to follow the Most High Heavenly Father's law, statutes, and commandments, fear him first and foremost. As a result, our women have been turned against us and are in open rebellion against us. Therefore, we must move accordingly. It's best you leave these bitches be. Focus, only relationship you should be focusing on, or I would say the primary relationship first and foremost, should always be the one that you hold with the Most High Heavenly Father, coming back to your law, to his law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, and strengthening your connection with the Most High Heavenly Father, especially in these days and in the days to come, because we ain't seen nothing yet. All right, remember, they're our enemies. It is what it is, and we need to move accordingly. All right, and I speak to myself first and foremost. All right, not to be, and because I don't want to be a hypocrite, just to put it out there real quick. I just got finished dealing. I just got out of a tumultuous situationship with a Levite woman. All right, a so-called Haitian woman. All right, and it ended ugly. And by the grace of the Most High Heavenly Father, it didn't end even uglier. Thankfully, the Most High Heavenly Father, he brought me out of it unscathed. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to practice what you preach, So really, brothers and sisters, brothers specifically, man, leave these broads alone. If you want to get with a heathen woman, you better remember she's following the example of the Israelite woman. All right. She is not the golden ticket. All right. She's not going to be the answer to all your woman problems. Watch what you're doing. All right. And if you're dealing with these Israelite women, man, you better keep it short and sweet. Keep it simple. All right. With that being said, I need to give all honor, power, praises, blessings, and glory unto the Most High Heavenly Father. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Peace and Shabbat Shalom.